What's going on, everybody? I am back with another Prize Picks NBA player props video. This one going to be breaking it down, giving you guys 3 picks to win some money over here on Prize Picks in the NBA tonight. As always, if you have not checked out Prize Picks, would highly recommend you check them out. It is a player props website and app where you can win money off of picking the over and under on things like players' points, rebounds, assists, points, rebounds, assists, fantasy score, three-pointers made, etc. Go and use that promo code KJK DFS to receive an instant match on your first deposit up to $100 today. Again, that is code KJK DFS. Go ahead and lock that in, get that free money offer, and start winning some money over on Prize Picks with these picks today. Guys, we do have Taco Tuesday today, so we got some nice discount on some props. I will say this slate is not exactly my favorite. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games, but the value isn't exactly the greatest. But I got 3 picks for you here that I do like. We're going to go with the fantasy score props. A lot of the other props that I've been on in the VIP that I've been sending value alerts on have been getting bumped like crazy today. So no really value to be offered as far as offering those props to you guys because they've already been bumped. The value's kind of already gone, so we're going to go with some fantasy score props. In this one, we've gone 2-1 the last 4 videos. So just missing that last one last night with Brunson. I just came up short, needed one more bucket, wasn't quite able to get there, but crushed on the other 2 picks. Been going 2-1 pretty consistently, so if you've been flexing these, you should be profiting using these free picks if you're mixing and matching them. And looking to keep it going in this one, like I said, not exactly my favorite slate, but I'm going to give you 3 that I like. So if you enjoy, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content that I upload. It is free. It takes 2 seconds to do. It does greatly help me out, and I will be helping you guys out with these videos for free all NBA season long. So the first game we will discuss is going to be the Orlando Magic taking on the Washington Wizards. This game is a 226 over-under. It is a 1-point spread in favor of the Washington Wizards, so it is expected to stay close. It is expected to be a decent pace. We got pretty predictable usage on both sides, and I have some interest on the Orlando Magic side. First, we'll go to Mr. Markelle Fultz. On the season, he is currently rocking a 21% usage rate with a 1.03 fantasy point per minute metric, 30 minutes per game, essentially. And what I like about Markelle Fultz is he gets a lot of stocks as well. The assists are going to be there. Those add up really quick as far as the fantasy score is concerned, but those blocks and steals can go a long way for you when you're targeting fantasy score. And he's done a great job of racking those up. 1 steal last time out, 4 steals, 1 block the time prior, 2 steals, 1 steal, 1 block, 2 steals, 2 blocks. And then you look at how he does it in every other category, 3, 10, 12. You could see 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 28 points, 25.7 rebounds, 9 assists. The scoring actually both really, really impressive in those games. If the scoring is going to go up for him, that doesn't hurt our feelings either. Not exactly a guy that's typically going to get you with his scoring. It's going to be a nice mixture of all the above. Like I said, the rebounding, the assists, the points, and then those stocks. But if he wants to go out there and have a big game scoring, that certainly wouldn't hurt our feelings. And honestly, this is the type of matchup where he might be able to because the Washington Wizards have been giving up a lot of fantasy points to opposing point guards on the season. They're giving up 37.4 fantasy points per game. They're giving up 7.2 assists per game, 7.4 field goals per game. And Markelle Fultz is averaging 40 fantasy points per game over the last 2 games against this same Washington squad. I've got him projected in the upper 30s here tonight. And Prizepicks does have him set in the mid-30s for a fantasy score aspect. Has cleared this in 3 of the last 5. He's averaging 40.1 over that last 5. Had a tough game last time against the Lakers. Didn't quite get there against the San Antonio Spurs. But outside of that, he's cleared this pretty easily in 2 of the last 3, putting up 50-plus in 2 of those games. Would not hurt our feelings at all if he goes and does that again tonight. But like I said, I've got him hovering in like right around the upper 30s, right around 40. Good enough to get us over this over. If he goes out there and puts up 50, wouldn't hurt our feelings. Like I said, I wouldn't rely on that. But the good news is all we need him to do is 34.6. As long as he clears this over, we'll be happy. So I certainly do think he does that tonight. For pick number 1, we're going with the over 34.5 fantasy score here for Markelle Fultz. That will be pick number 1. Pick number 2, we're going to kick it to his teammate. We're going to stay in the same game at 112.5 total for the Orlando Magic. Another guy that thinks a little bit too low. It's going to be Wendell Carter Jr. Very similar to what we just talked about with Markelle Fultz as far as being able to contribute in many categories. The only difference is obviously he's a center, so a little bit different as far as he's not going to be dropping as many dimes. Pretty good passer for a center, though. He's been racking up, 2-3 assists per game, but it's going to be those rebounds, those points, and then those blocks and steals. 11 rebounds last time out, 1 steal, 16 points. Time prior, 12 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks, 3 steals, 27 points. Playing in the mid-30s, very similar to what we just discussed with Markelle Fultz as far as being well-rounded. He's obviously not going to get those assists like I just said, not being a point guard. But every other category he's been doing a great job of. And once again, Washington giving up 36.7 fantasy points per game to opposing center starters. They're giving up 6.2 field goals per game to center starters. So they've been being a pretty easy opponent to target, both at the point guard position, like we discussed, also the center position. And once again, got this guy projected pretty well over where Prizepicks has his line set. I've got him in the mid-30s. They've got him in the low 30s. I think this is too low. He's cleared this in 4 of the last 5, averaging 39.4 over that last 5. I don't have him getting in the upper 30s, but I do have him in the mid-30s from a base projection aspect with a 40 or more ceiling. So pick number 2, we're going with the over 31.5 fantasy score for Wendell Carter Jr. That'll be pick number 2. And then pick number 3, rounding things out, we got another great game environment. It's going to be the Boston Celtics taking on the Sacramento Kings. This game is a 238 over-under 5-point spread in favor of the Boston Celtics, so should stay close. Should fly absolutely with the 238 total. The Celtics having the highest of the two totals with a 121.5 implied team total. And I want to discuss Jaylen Brown's fantasy. He's been crushing as of late. Do expect him to be able to continue that success tonight here against a Sacramento Kings squad that has been, once again, breeding fantasy points to opposing starters as far as the shooting guard position. Jaylen Brown has a 31% usage rate, 1.17 fantasy points per minute. He also plays massive minutes, upper 30s in minutes every single time he takes the floor. And the Sacramento Kings, like I discussed, giving up a lot of fantasy points to shooting guards. 31.8 fantasy points per game, 4 assists, 6.4 field goals per game. And Sacramento's also on the second half of a back-to-back, but the 28th in the entire league as far as giving up fantasy points per game to the shooting guard position. I've got Jaylen Brown projected in the mid-40s tonight, as he's been doing pretty consistently. And Prizepicks has him set in the low 40s, averaging 46.7 over his last 5. He has cleared this in 4 of the last 5. And I think this is a great game environment for that trend to continue for sure. Just talked about it. 121.5 implied team total. Sacramento really, really bad defensively. They're on the second half of a back-to-back. Those tired legs certainly won't hurt our feelings. And I think Jaylen Brown can hit the over on this prop for sure. So pick number 3, we're going with the over 41.5 fantasy score here for Jaylen Brown. And that will be my 3 picks to get you winning some money over here on Prizepicks in the NBA tonight. As always, hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content that I upload. If you have not checked out the premium content packages, I don't know what you're waiting on. I've been doing really, really well over there, getting those value alerts out, getting those tickets out, all the above. We got baseball season coming up. I'll be covering WNBA. College basketball will be back on Thursday. And then, of course, the NBA is going to keep rolling along for us as well. So it's all from me in this one. Wishing you guys all the best of luck on your Prizepicks NBA player props tonight, and we will see you in the next one.